Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs, made his debut at the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Did very well.
He had a good showing. He was wildly talked about. Big deal. Is he going to show up on Raw? Is he going to show up on SmackDown? Is he going to help Ricky Saints on NXT win that ladder match?
Yep.
Didn't show up on Raw. Didn't show up on NXT. Didn't show
vignettes,
up on SmackDown.
Nothing.
No vignettes. No mention about him. He was not on Raw at all last night. So where is he? Where is Royce Keys? Well, now all these crazy stories have been coming out that there is an issue with Royce Keys because of his age. Supposedly, and as far as I knew, he was somewhere around like his mid-30s. So I guess it was saying he was like 35 years old. Well, Meltzer, everyone's good old buddy, has been reporting that research has been done and there was no one with his legal name that was born in the state of California that year. But there was someone with that name that was born 6 years earlier, which would make Royce Keys, if that was Royce Keys, would make him then 41 years old. Now, to you and I, doesn't matter. To a lot of people who just watch wrestling, doesn't matter, because there are people that are wrestling well into their 40s, even their 50s, that are still delivering. Look at Rey Mysterio. Look at R-Truth. However, if the plan was for him to go to NXT, their big deal with NXT is they want younger, quote unquote, talent to be in NXT to help groom them for the future. So then they eventually get onto Raw or SmackDown and are there for many years to come, they hope. So if someone were to be debuting in NXT in their 40s, it's going to make them scratch their head because, like, well, how much longevity do we really have with this guy? So I bring all this up because once upon a time, WWE had a show called Tough Enough. And one of the contestants on Tough Enough was a wrestler who eventually became the Boogeyman. He was on Tough Enough and was disqualified when they discovered he was older than what was listed on his application. Because they felt he was, at that time, too old to be being developed by them. Now, he eventually did get a contract, was not in their developmental, like became on their main roster. Also, though, was a role that, let's be honest, did not have a lot of long matches.
Right.
I'm not saying Powerhouse Hobbs or Royce Keys is like the Boogeyman. However, it's a similar story with this because now all of a sudden, if he is not 35, if he is actually 41, and the plan was for him to be in NXT, they could very well scrap the plans. They could say he lied on his information, and they might just flat out fire him before he even gets started in WWE. On the counter side, if this is not true and he really is 35, well, how are you going to rectify this with him? If he's been off TV for this reason, and then they say, oh, our bad. It turns out you're actually telling us the truth. So let's start on Monday. Are you going to want to start on Monday? No. You're going to be like, why will you not listen to me or believe me? So you're doomed either way. Now with this bizarre story that has unfolded. So Royce Keys will be back in AEW by what? April or May?
I would say May.
I mean, like, how crazy is this story?
I just think that it just makes WWE just look really, really stupid. Just because, and we were talking about this, you know, before we even started the show, that I just feel that they play the ageism card with whoever they want to play it with. And I don't like that. Like, if a guy is talented and like how how society is now is that a guy that's in his early 40s, the way nutrition, science, and all this other stuff is now, you can still be able to get a good 6, 7, 8 year run out of a guy. Look at a guy like Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is pretty old. Bobby Lashley was at his apex in his 40s.
2 words: Shelton Benjamin. He's 50.
He's 50 and still wrestles like he's in his 30s. This is a guy. So again, when you think about Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, there's not a lot of bumps on that bump card. He still has a lot of tread left to go. So even if he is 41, you still can be able to get a lot out of a guy. Why? Because he's not a cruiserweight. He's not a lightweight guy that's just flying off the ropes and now you're trying to sell him as he's a powerhouse guy. He's a monster. Build him as such. You don't need to have 40-minute matches with the Royce Keys. You just need to make him look believable so he can be able to go against guys like Obafemi. So he can be able to go against guys like Brock Lesnar. He can be able to be in the ring with a Jacob Fatu. This is what you're trying to build. And when you're talking about those type of matches, we're not talking about, you know, a wrestling darlings match or they have a whole bunch of submissions and holds. We're talking about he can be a big time brawler. He can be in the Big E role. That can be your new Big E. There's a lot of things that you can do with him. So at the end of the day, even if he's 41, there's still potential here. Don't screw this up just because you guys want to play the ageism card with a guy that you think, oh my goodness, he can be our Big E. He can still be that. There's nothing stopping you to be able to do that. You need new talent and new faces on your programs anyway. Put them out there. Put them out there. And for you to not even have this like factored in before you even sign a guy, like how does this even happen if it does happen? I don't get this.
Yeah,
I really don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like I am.
How do you not do a background check?
That's what I'm saying. Like I sometimes I listen to Meltzer with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, like you said, no vignettes. We haven't seen him. We haven't heard him. We haven't heard anybody mention him. Nothing. So there has to be something going on here. And if this is it, man, WWE looks stupid. And if I'm Royce Keys, and like you said, if they say, oh, sorry, we did check in and we actually did find the fact that you are telling the truth, go fuck yourself. I want out of my deal. I want out of my deal. If you are going to go ahead and treat me like this after I literally told you exactly when I was born, if you guys can't find the information, that's not my fault. But now you're going to go ahead and now delay my production or delay my TV time because of what? Because of your error? It just makes WWE look foolish, and it just the ship be sinking in different ways. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like this is embarrassing. Like this is embarrassing. This is something that this is like Tony Khan with AEW not figuring out that El Idolo still had a non-compete clause in his contract, and you have him on your TV for 1 week and then he disappears for months. It's like these things have to be done and vetted before the contracts are signed.
Yeah.
Like there was no the thing is with me, and what makes it even more stupid, Josh, is that there was no rush to be able to get this done. You could have literally signed him and had him debut after WrestleMania. So it would have gave you
did not need him. You did not need him in the Rumble
at all. You didn't even need to put him in the Royal Rumble. You don't even have to have him on TV right now. You could have signed him and had him waiting for the Raw after Mania. It's so this. I'm telling you this, and it makes me nervous that TKO is a company that owns WWE and this big umbrella, and you would hope that there's wrestling people involved that are making these decisions in the margins, but it makes me think that maybe there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to just make it look even more embarrassing as the months and years go on, because you don't have wrestling people in charge in the places that they should be.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the concern.
There's no positive end to this.
No.
And that's not good to start your WWE run.
What a way to start. What a way to like to fulfill your dream of being in WWE. What a way to take less money. So yeah, I took less money to come here because I knew that I could be able to build my star here. And y'all are pulling this nonsense. Let me out of my contract. I'll go back to I call Tony Khan tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.